Hello and welcome to another venture of Bricks in the Wild. I'm your tour guide brickologist Carl, coming to you from my redesigned Lego den. Well, let's begin our adventure and talk about bricks in the wild and collecting used and new Lego. So for our adventure today, we're going to discuss about finding and buying used Lego and what you find a set or bulk online or in person. What do you need to look for? Things that you look for: complete, semi-complete, manuals, minifigs, or boxes. Okay, so let's expand on that. So you find a set on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, wherever you might find it online, or you may be out and about and you come across a garage sale or flea market and you find a bulk set or a box set. Okay, so let's expand on that. You find a set on, let's go with what I use all the time, is Facebook Marketplace. You see some pictures on there. It's bulk buy. It's in cardboard boxes or bins. Something catches your eye. Maybe it's a Star Wars set. Maybe it's a Technic set or something. So it catches your eye, and sometimes the person that is selling the item, they'll have 2 or 3 photos on there. It's like, okay, that's a good price. Contact this person, send them a message, see if it's still available. So it's available. So next step is the person is arranging for you to either pick it up if it's local, or you're going to pay to have it shipped to you. I like to deal with local. I like to see what I'm getting, what I'm going to pay for. If you're at a garage sale and you come across some boxes of Lego, what are you looking in? What are you looking inside the bins for? What some of the key factors is? What is the value of what you're buying versus what you're going to get out of the sets? I'm looking for complete or semi-complete sets. That way, that gives me an idea. If I just see a bin full of Lego pieces, just bricks, yeah, that's good for your collection, but like with me, I like to build the sets up, like to organize them, build on your collection. So you're looking through the bin or boxes or whatever, and you're seeing if there's seeing if there's toys in there. Is there non-Lego pieces? Usually when you find a bulk buy, they're cleaning out a toy box, or they just throw a bunch of random pieces in there. So that's what's going to evaluate your process is, am I getting what I'm paying for? If I find a Rubbermaid or Tupperware container full of Lego pieces, and it's $100. Is there $100 worth of value in that bin? If it's half full toys like Matchboxes or little kids' toys, something like that, then it might be something you need to negotiate with that person, because what you're looking for is you're looking for the value for Lego pieces. It's a little more difficult when you do it online. That's, like I said, that's like why I like to, if I see something on Facebook Marketplace, I want to still go to where that person is and see what's in the bin. And that's going to evaluate what your cost is going to be. If you do it for eBay or Craigslist, and you got to go basically what's in the pictures and what they may tell you, that may take a little longer, and you get it. Now you have to worry about shipping costs too, and then you get it in the mail, and they, after a week of waiting for it, and you get it, and maybe it's not even Lego pieces, maybe it's off-brand. So that's why, once again, I like to see what's in the bulk buy, or what's in the box. Is it are they still in the poly bags? Okay, so after you say, okay, I think that's a good deal, How do I pay and when? Well, okay, online. If you're doing where it's a far away, where it's across the country or the other side of the world, you're taking a chance with that. And of course, you have to add on the cost plus shipping. And so, is this person reputable to buy from? So you have many options: PayPal, Venmo, whatever you use to pay and buy merchandise online. That's what they got to set up with on that. Once again, I like to buy the item in person, and that way, if there's some good pieces in there and there's some trash in there, I can negotiate a little bit on that. If they want $100 for a bin of Legos and 50% of it is extra toys, well, I'm not going to pay $100 for that bulk bin. So that's the thing, is about when to pay and how. I like to do with cash. Cash is king with me. That way, when I go to buy the set or the bulk, I'm not locked into that yet. And until I go through and see what it is, what's in there, the deal's not done. I can back out and go away, and I've done it a couple of times. Like, it's not really worth the value on that. It's just a bunch of pieces. There's no manuals, or sometimes there's no minifigures in there. They've taken all the minifigures off. And as you know as well as I do, minifigure adds lots of value to the set. And if anything else, it adds play value, and it actually adds value to a complete set. If you got a phone X-Wing in a bulk bin, put it all together, there's no minifig, that set is really not complete. Now you have to scramble to find the pilot and the technicians and stuff to go with it. So there's all kinds of things you have to look for, even when the deal's not done yet. Also, when you have these sellers, especially when you're in person, get to know the seller, because they may know other people that have sets. It might be their neighbor that maybe they're having the garage sale, and then next weekend maybe their neighbor is going to. Get to know that the family, the person or whatever that's selling that bulk, and say, hey, you know anybody else that has any? Because that other person, they might not be having a garage sale, but they have them in their closet in their attic, and they're just kind of hanging on to it and waiting to have a sale. So it's always good to get a rapport with that person. If they can get their phone number or email address, because you can always go back to that person and say, hey, did you talk to your friend, or did you find anything else? Because sometimes when they're cleaning out, say their kids' room or something like that, they find more stuff later on down the road. Maybe they're not, they were just getting rid of some stuff that was sitting around in a toy box, and they've got more sets in the closet, and so it's always good to get a rapport with the person that you're buying the sets from. So like I said, try to get their, if they're willing, get their info, their phone number, their email, for future contact. Okay, so you've done the deal, you paid the cash, you feel you got a good deal. So you load up, take your sets home, and when you go home, you're excited, because you're like, okay, what's in there? I haven't gone through it. I've briefly glanced into the bin. There's some cool pieces. First thing you want to do, though, is don't take it into the house. The reason for that is you want to take it out of your car or truck, whatever you're driving, and put a blanket out in your garage, maybe on the back deck if the weather permits, and unload that box, that container, whatever. dump it out, because you don't want to bring any bugs, any critters into your house. You want to make sure that what you have is clean, and that's a much better way to show what you've acquired. You can see there's a bunch of pieces. Maybe I can separate the sets, and it's kind of a safety thing too when you're buying this bin of Legos. Is maybe there was something sharp in there. Maybe they had an X-Acto knife that they got in there by accident, or maybe a sewing needle got in there, and they were just, like I said, you don't know what is inside that until you empty it out. So that's one thing, you have to be careful when you bring that home. You're doing it for a couple of reasons, but one is for safety. You want to make sure there's nothing sharp in there, and like I said, you don't want any little foreign critters coming into your house. So and then when you can sort out, like if there is some toys in there, which 9 times out of 10 you're going to get some trash, maybe some little Nerf gun darts or something, Matchbox cars, whatever. You're going to get some non-Lego pieces in there. So that's another good way to separate your good from your bad. So have another container, say it came in a cardboard box, or if it came in a bulk bin, you can clean that bulk bin out and put those Legos back in there. And that way you can store it. If it's in a cardboard box, the cardboard box might be falling apart, and sometimes the pieces get trapped underneath. So in my opinion, is get rid of cardboard boxes, because over time they just they don't do well for Lego sets. So I'll put them in like a clear tub. That way I can see what the sets are, if I have to come back to it later, and I'll put a date on the top with a piece of tape. That way I know when I bought that set, and that way I can keep those separated, because what you're doing is you're trying to get your sets together, and if you start mixing up your Lego pieces too fast, you can lose track. So when I get a bin of Lego, I want to put a piece of tape on there with a date. You can even put maybe the person, if you got that person's name, you can put the person's name on there with a phone number for future reference. Okay, so that was the information portion. I hope that kind of helped you out a little bit. We'll hit on some of these topics later on. I'll show you some of the sets I've got, bulk buys. I'm still going through organizing, and what I said is I'm trying to get rid of the cardboard boxes. It's much easier with the Rubbermaid. You can get them at Walmart, Container Store. It's much easier to organize, and like I said, you can see what's inside there, and instead of opening up the box again, oh, I remember what that is. So that's the information portion for our adventure today. So let's talk about one of the first bulk buys that I came across that really got me back into the adventure. And you may get lucky sometime like that, but I will say that this one, I saw a couple pictures on Facebook Marketplace, and I will tell you, I only paid $50 for, it was a cardboard box, probably 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot, like an alcohol bottle box. So pretty sturdy. The guy was moving across the country. I saw a couple pictures on there. Sent him a message real quick, and was able to get a response, and said, okay, the person only lived 5 minutes from me. Set up a time and a place to meet them. Sometimes they don't want you coming to their house. Sometimes they don't mind. Like I said, this person was moving, was cleaning out a garage, and this probably was his Lego sets when he was a child. So I will show you what was, not all of it, but I'll show you partial in this video what I got out of it. And hopefully that'll get you excited about used Lego. So let me pull over what I have here. Let's see if you can see this here. But, so what we have here on the table is, it's from 1979. It is Lego set 928, and it comes with 4 minifigs and 2 base plates, 318 parts. Now this is one of the most iconic space sets, classic space sets that you'll find. You'll see people on, you know, the Lego groups or whatever, but one of the most iconic classic spaceships around, and people are still fascinated with it. They make mocks and they try to improve it, but pretty cool. This set was stored in a dusty, dirty place, so I did have to clean them. And like I said, later episodes I'll discuss how I brought these back to looking like they were fresh out of the box. But you can see 928, pretty cool. It has some of the pieces were kind of brittle. The little red lights here, I had to actually get those replaced because they did break down. And one of the most iconic pieces of this set, and it can be very expensive to make it complete, is this little antenna here. It looks like a little television antenna, a little 4-prong. A lot of times that is broken, or some of the little pieces are missing. But the thing is, I just didn't get one of those in the set. Like I said, the only thing I saw was the very top of the box. There was like 3 pictures, and it showed some of the base plates, and I could see some of the blue and some of the gray pieces in there. Now just remember, I paid $50, so this was luck of the wild. Probably never get a good deal like that again. But as you can see, I got not one, but I got 2 928s. And to find it complete, that was the other big thing, is when you're getting these sets out and you're going through these boxes. You know, another base comes with the spaceman, and what was cool is their printing on their chest was very, very clean. You could still make it out, the face print. So this was 2 of the sets that was in there. I'll get into another video. I'll explain there was 2 more sets in there that were complete. So one was another space theme, and I don't know if you can see it back here, but a castle set. And these were from the late 70s, early 80s. So to find something like this was 1 in a million shot. So sometimes you're lucky just to find one of these. So very cool. It took a while to get these pieces clean. They do get discolored. The gray turns a different color. The blue kind of gets discolored. And I will get into that in another episode and show you how you can restore these back to their original color. It's very interesting how you do that. I see a lot of people asking different techniques of cleaning your Legos, restoring your Legos, what are the methods, and I will be glad to share you with that. And like I said, these look like they came right out of the box from 1979. And it works well on the little minifigs. It doesn't destroy the print on their face or their chest piece. So you can find good deals in Lego bulk. It just you're not going to hit a home run every time. A lot of times you're not going to have complete sets, but here's proof in the pudding right here that you can find good bulk buys. So there are lots of good sets out there. You just have to find them. Okay, well, that will be our adventure for today. If you enjoyed your tour, hit the like button, thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments about your tour, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you. If you are a subscriber, I do thank you for subscribing. If you're not, please hit that and click that subscription button. So as with today's lesson, we learned, remember, saving Lego from the past is saving Lego for the future. This is your brickologist, Carl, signing off, and have a good day, and see you next time.